I would like to take you through some of the custom visuals which we have created for some of our customers. Okay, the first one which I need to highlight is a custom homepage. So let me show you first like how this will look into action first. So this is one of a homepage, custom homepage, which we have created using a Power BI custom visualization. So when I was saying about a custom homepage, no, we may think of, okay, we already have a homepage which is available for Power BI, which can help you to navigate your reports. So then why we need a custom visual or a custom homepage to for this purpose? But don't worry, I have something special for you here. So as you might think of an organization level where you have like dealing with multiple BA systems or BA reporting tools. For example, in our case, we are dealing with Tableau, Power BI, ClickSense, and even OBI. So assume that if you're in your organization, if you are dealing with multiple BA systems and your reports will be scattered among in different systems. And just to add to that, not only when you are dealing with multiple BA technologies itself, but for example, let's say even in Power BI itself, if I'm saying, we may be using an on-premise solution of Power BI, which is a Power BI report server, and Power BI services, which is a Power BI cloud version. And even for the same for the cloud version as well, maybe based on our organization policy, we could be using multiple tenants as well. So all these kind of scenarios where we have our reports it's scattered among between different places. But then for an end user, it will be very hard to navigate to these reports. Okay, because first of all, the main challenge he will be facing is like for each report he has to go to the specific reporting tool to access that. Okay, and sometimes he itself may not remember okay which tool I should go for some of the reports. So the solution which we are proposing is to consolidate all these together in one place where the user can access all his reporting tools from one place. So as you can see here, I'm just trying to show some examples from Power BI Cloud and Power BI Reporting Server. So as you can see here, these are the certain workspaces or a Power BI Report Server folders which I have access to. So for example, let me just open one report. So I'm just trying to open a finance report on custom profitability. So as you can see here, this report is loading from my localhost machine where I have configured a Power BI report server. So this Power BI report will directly open when you open that link from the home page. It will just open in a full screen mode where you will be able to see the report. Okay. So if I go back to my home screen again, if I try to open another report, which is a hiring and separation report, when you click on that, as you can see here, it's opening from my Power BI services. So the point is the user may not need to remember like, okay, which tool I have to go through. So they will have everything available in single place at a single click. They will be able to navigate all these reports. As you can see here, this is from Power BI services, and the other report which I showed you is from Power BI Cloud. Power BI report server. So, so this custom visual or this custom homepage can act as a central hub for all your BI solutions. Okay, so this can add your some more extra values. So maybe some of you have noticed when I open this visualization or is the Power BI reports, this will not be the way when you open a Power BI report, it will render for you. Correct. So let me show you an example. So this report is from Power BI report server, as I said. So let me open my Power BI report server. So this is my Power BI report server. And I'll be opening this report from, so this is a home screen which is providing by Power BI report server. So I'll be going to the same report from Power BI report server. Okay, so if I open the report from Power BI report server, this is how my screen will look like. Okay, as you can see here, nearly 50% of my screen is already occupied by these title bars, empty space and everything. And here you will not find an option to get in a full screen mode. Even if you take a browser full screen also, these tiles will remain. So here one only option whether you can see is you can fit this to screen, but again, it will not even look good. Okay, so from an end user perspective, this will be kind of assume that if you're using in a small screens and everywhere, it will be very hard for the end users to to use your solution as you are not getting a complete experience from the tool. So the same report as I showed you, when we are operating from a home page, we can directly open that in embedded view where you will get a full screen experience of the same report. So this same report, if I open from a Power BI report server, it will look like this. The same applicable for the Power BI services as well. Even for Power BI services, let me open the same report from Power BI services. So I'll go to my workspace, human resources. And if I open hiring and separation in Power BI services, the same applicable here as well. So here, compared to report server, it's not consuming that much space, but even though it's taking nearly 20% of your screen size, by using the title and side menu. Like maybe I would say I have some experience with most of the users, they may not be using all these functionalities which is providing by Power BI. For those who will be using only the report, or even if you are using this report in a giant screen, or maybe kind of an interactive screen where you will be looking at only at the report level, this can help you. So the same report, if you open from this home page, we can directly open that in an embedded view, which can help you to render that in a full screen experience. Okay. Not only this thing, as I said, since this is a custom visual which you created, you will have an option to customize this completely. So let me show you another example, another homepage which we created using the same dataset. So this is another page which I created in Power BI with a nice looking background image. So your data remains same here. You will get the same exact functionality, but it's in a different way of representing your homepage. So based on the customer requirement, they can completely customize this to any extent. When I say any extent, if you want, okay, for example, let's say if you want to add some KPI here, yeah, you can do that. If you want to add some visualization here, or if you want to add a message from CEO over here, yeah, anything. So anything is possible. So whatever the content you want to put in a homepage, you can add here. And the most beautiful part of this thing, there will be no manual maintenance. So this from Power BI, we will be connecting to the multiple BI solutions metadata. And all these reports are showing here based on the metadata which is available. So from the security perspective, you just need to maintain the security only at your host reporting server or the reporting solution. So we can automatically bring that to Power BI and everything will work. So you can simply plug and play and you can connect your data set from the repositories and then you are live. You have a beautiful looking homepage over here. So here, if you want, you can add some search functionality. You can provide that. Even we have just added a menu where you can navigate to this thing. So this is overall for a custom homepage, which can help you to the business idea or even the way you think of to represent your or giving you end user an experience to accessing your BS system. Okay, so let me just show you another example of another visualization which we have created. So which is a hierarchy builder. So hierarchy builder. Let me show you one example of a hierarchy data in Power BI itself. So when I was dealing with the hierarchy, as you know, maybe we will have a lot of experience where we are dealing with the hierarchy data in day-to-day basis. So assume that if you have a parent-child hierarchy relationship, it could be your organizational hierarchy structure or even your parent-child company relationship. Any of these scenarios where you have a parent-child relationship with an out-of-the-box Power BI solution, normally you can render this in a matrix. So this will how it will look like. Okay. So assume that if you are presenting this in an interactive screen or if it in a board meetings or somewhere, or even for a normal users, it will be very hard for them. Assume that you have like 10 to 15 levels in an organization. This will grow till end and it will be very hard to navigate between these things. And also if you want to look at, let me explain with respect to an employee or a hierarchy, employee hierarchy. So there we will be looking at an employee details, employee profile snapshot. In that case, we need to drill down to a different page from here. So in order to fulfill all these things, we have come up with a custom solution, which can help you to render this data in a beautiful way. So let me open that hierarchy builder from here. So this custom visual, which we have created using the Power BI SDK. So this is a single custom visual, which can help you to render your hierarchy data set in a tree format. So here I'm just going to show you employee hierarchy. So as you can see here, by default, when you open, it will automatically take based on your data set, it will show you the top level of the hierarchy. So from here, you can keep on expanding to your nth level. So this will help you to see all your hierarchy in one shot. And this will, for an interactive screens, this can help you to pinch zoom in, pinch zoom out functionality. And we have provided some buttons over here to do that from the desktop. And you can expand to a leaf level so that you can see the complete hierarchy in one shot. Okay, so all these functionalities you can simply navigate from this visualization itself. And along with this one, we have provided some basic snapshot details as well. For example, let's say with respect to the employee hierarchy, of course, maybe when we are showing the hierarchy, we may need to show some of the basic details of the employee. So here I'm just providing only the basic title and the name and where they're based on all this information. So as you can see here, I have given a more detailed button over here. When you click on that, it can give a pop-up with the basic information which you have embedded. So in my case, I'm just showing the department, city, and all this kind of basic information. Along with, I'm showing two graphs which is showing her performance and salary. But in your case, it could be your previous employment or your training information. So basically, it's kind of any of the data set which you have. You can directly bring that data set into Power BI, and using this visualization, you can render that in a beautiful way of in a tree structure like this. So let me show you how you can play with this thing. So if I edit this Power BI report, so as you can see, this is a custom visual which we have built in, and all these attributes and format buttons which will be available same as that in Power BI. Okay, so as you can see here, all my reports or all my details which you are seeing is based on the data set which I provided. So in your case, you just need to plug in your data set, bring everything in, drag and drop what all fields you want to join, done. All your data will be represented in a beautiful format. Okay, so this is what is a hierarchy builder which we created. So again, this is kind of a specific requirement or even for the hierarchy purpose, but again, like in your case, if it could be anything, and even the details can be customized from the tool itself, from the visual itself. So let me navigate to the other one which we have in place for a custom visual for a custom chart. So when we are dealing with this kind of visualization, no, as I showed you two custom visuals which we have created in Power BI. So when we are keep on getting any requirement where we want to create a Power BI visualization, normally you have to go through a series of development life cycle where you want to build you want to set up your development environment where you want to configure your Power BI SDK, and of course you should be very good at TypeScript, and you want to pack that there, then only you can bring that to Power BI. So what ClearPeak's approach is to minimize the effort of building a visualization. So we have come up with a different approach how you can create a custom visualization on the fly. So we have come up with a visualization where you can write your HTML, JSS, and CSS code on the fly in Power BI itself, and you can create a visualization there. So the benefit is you don't need to create each visualization for each purpose. As you know, in Power BI, one visualization normally will meet the purpose of what it was intended for. But in this thing, using a single visualization, you can create any visualization which is available in JavaScript, and you can bring that into Power BI. So before going to a live show of how we can create that, let me show you certain examples which we have created using this tool. So here are certain examples which I have created using the custom chart which we built. So as you can see here, this may look like a normal bar chart, but as you can see, in the right side, what you are seeing is a traditional Power BI bar chart. Okay, but here you may have noticed like some of the values could be very low. And in this case, when you're looking at a visualization, you will not be able to understand. For example, let's say if I want to know what is the value for 2019, you will not be able to understand from the visualization. And even if you want to drill down or drill through also, it will be very hard to, because the bar is very low, it will be very hard to right click and drill down. So in order to solve this problem, so this bar, what it will do, it can provide you a split axis where you can split your axis based on your value dynamically. And from this thing, you can navigate your drill down reports very easily. And even in this case also, when you're looking at the screen, so as you can see here, 2019, even without hovering itself, you will come to know, okay, nearly what could be the value for 2019. And if you hover this visualization, it will take you to the normal format. And just one more benefit here is, as you can see, some of the bars here has a gradient effect. So normally in Power BI, it will just only give you an option to apply for a solid colors, which can be applied for a different data values. But here you can bring anything. So this was based on an AM chart which I have created. So let me show you another example which I have built in using the custom chart. So this department hierarchy headcount details. So in the down one, the down donut which you seen here is a traditional Power BI visualization. So for example, let's say in this case, if I want to focus only IT and operations, okay. So in this thing, I have like all my departments. So I have to click here. I have to go to my filter menu. I have to filter my departments. Then only I can focus on that. Okay. So if you assume that you may have presenting this in a touch screen or an interactive screen, okay. So in that case, it will be very hard to go to these filters menu and filter this out your data to see. So that this custom visual, which can help you is, you can simply drag and drop what all things you will be looking into. So in my case, I just put IT and operations where you can see, okay, 12.5% is IT and 87.5 is your operations. So if you want bring in marketing, yeah, easy. Simply you can drag and drop that attempt to here. So here the same way you can build a visual where which can add more value to a Power BI experience for the end user. So let me show you another example. So which is I would like to show the same hierarchy data which I have showed you. So this is the same hierarchy data which we seen in the hierarchy builder. Using the same data, I just populated a bubble chart. So so maybe for an end user perspective, or if you are looking at maybe kind of a different big screen or kind of an executive dashboards, all these things, of course, you need to come up with a beautiful visualizations. And for an end user perspective, you could give them a much more better experience than a traditional Power BI user. So all these visualization itself, you can simply click and expand all these things to an n level which you want. Okay, so you can just play around with this thing. So in this thing, if you want to an employee profile details, you can simply drill down and go to the employee profile details from this visualization. So it's looking great, right, compared to the traditional Power BI metrics visualization which you can show. So let me show you how I have created all this visualization. Okay, so let's try to create some visualization on the fly. So I'm just going to my Power BI desktop canvas. Okay, so here I have brought my custom visualization, which is called a CP visual. So let's see how we can bring a chart to a custom chart, a custom JavaScript library to Power BI. So let me, for example, I'm taking AM charts here, so which I have used for this demo. So I'll just take some of the examples. So here maybe, okay, so here this was a pie which you are seeing. So here in this case, I'm trying to bring my code diagram with an animated bullets. So as you know, from Power BI, by default, you will not get a code diagram. And even this is with an animated bullets. Okay, so how I can bring this to a Power BI as a Power BI visualization? So it's easy. So what you can do, first you have to get the code of this specific visualization. So as you can see here, you got already the HTML, JS libraries details. Now I'll go back to my Power BI. So I'll bring my custom visualization. Okay. So for a demo purpose, I'm not bringing in the original data set. I'll just put some dummy data set over here, and I'll just show using the demo data set of the visualization itself. So in this visualization, you will find one option which will not be normally seen in any other visualization, which is an edit option. So when you go to an edit mode of this visualization, you will get a new box here where you can write your HTML, CSS, and JS code. And also you can include any other external JS libraries which is available out there in the market. So I just need to stress that point, like any in the sense any. So if you have any JS or jQuery library which is available in the market, you need to bring into Power BI, you can do that. So let me show you how I'll build a visualization using the existing one, or how can I bring that to Power BI. So let me go back to my visualization. So this is my visual which I'm trying to bring in, and this is the code. So I'll take my HTML here. Okay, I have put my HTML. Now I have to take my CSS, which is being used for this visualization. My CSS is ready. Now I have to bring my JS external libraries, which is being utilized for this visualization. So in this case, in order to avoid the network latency, I have loaded this to my local host. So instead of using the CDN library, I'll be using my local host JS code. So I'll put my local host JS here. So I have brought my JS library. Now the last thing, I have to bring my JS code, which is being used for this visualization. So I'll bring my JS code over here. Done. You have brought a nice looking code diagram from an external JS library to Power BI. So here you go. So you have the visualization ready. Now the only part pending is, so it took me like few minutes, not even few minutes, to build a visualization. Now the part is, you need to plug this data into this visualization. There are certain predefined functions which you have created for that. You can simply call that function. You can automatically bring this information, and then you will be allowed to use all your traditional Power BI functionalities like drill down, filtering, drill through, highlighting, filtering. All these options will be available here. Okay, so this is how you can create a Power BI visualization on the fly. And as I said, the most beneficial part is your complete code of your visualization is available in Power BI itself. So any point, if there's a transition happened, if a new resource is coming in, your complete data or complete code is inside Power BI itself. So at any point of time, if you want to test this thing or some bugs is there, you can fix, you can directly come to Power BI, you can edit that report, and you can directly go to the edit mode, and you can change the code, then you're done. So overall, yeah, from my side, yeah, that is what the custom visuals which I have created. So the aim was, to try to open the door of this Power BI to a beautiful JS world out there.